Hi 5RH, 6ES. I've got a few questions that you've sent in that I am going to answer for you. So the first is, how old am I? I am 31. My star sign is Taurus, and my birthday is the 24th of April 1989. My hair colour, as you can see at the moment, it is this kind of mousy, blondie, browny colour. At the end, it's quite dark brown, and that's because I like dyeing my hair a lot, and my hair has got a little bit upset with me for dyeing it so much, too many chemicals. So the ends are not in very good condition, and it started to snap. So I decided I should stop dyeing my hair for a little. If you come in, it might be red, blonde, brown, or this colour. I get bored. That's why I dye it so much. My favourite colour, well, I like red, and then I like really bright colours like lime green, orange, bright pink, so neon kind of colours. Anything bright and not pastel. Don't like pastel colours. My favourite animal is my dog. You saw him in one of the other videos. He's called Paddy, and I love when I come home and he comes up bouncing all excited to see me. He quite often goes and collects one of my socks and brings that to me as a hello present, which is really, really sweet. But I don't like it when he decides it's his sock to start chewing up. That's not a good welcome home present. Can you bring your pet for show and tell? What pet is it? If it's a lion or a tiger or a snake, not so much, possibly. Anything that can eat the other children, not ideal. I'm interested. What pet have you got? My favourite mythical creature. I think it would be a unicorn. That would probably be my favourite mythical creature. I like that they're magical. Yes, I do have a pet, as I've said, and my dog is nearly 5. He's going to be 5 on the 25th of this month, July. My cat is called Cleo, and she's 8. Her birthday was the 17th of March. My favourite pizza is called a hog roast pizza. One of my friends lives in Burnham-on-Sea, and I go and see her quite often, and one of the takeaways near her does this hog roast pizza. It's got pork crackling, pulled pork, loads of cheese, and stuffed crust with cheese. Delicious, especially with garlic mayonnaise. I don't like Oreos. And my favourite meal is steak and chips. My favourite movie is Pride and Prejudice, which is a classic by Jane Austen. I also really like action movies and anything that involves drama, murders. Really interested in things like that. I'm also really interested in the Second World War, but also the First World War now. So anything revolving around that time period, I love watching because I just find it absolutely fascinating. Horrific, but fascinating. Have I been to Spain? Yes. I used to go to Mallorca every year with my parents, which is part of Spain. I haven't been to mainland Spain very often, but I would really like to go. I learnt Spanish at school as well, so that's really fun if I go anywhere that are Spanish speaking, because I can put a little bit of my Spanish learning into action. Do I do lots of sports? Not so many now. I used to play hockey. I was the goalkeeper, so I wore an enormous helmet, big pads over my entire body to stop getting hit with a hockey ball, which are really, really hard. And when you're playing with people who are quite good at hockey, they smack it and it goes at quite a speed. So it left me with quite a few bruises, but that was always fun. I really enjoy watching football and I really enjoy having a kickabout. I also love playing squash, and when I was younger I used to play that quite a few times a week, so I got quite good at squash. My favourite subject, that's a really difficult one. I love teaching pretty much anything. And I love teaching primary school because of the variety. So I can be teaching science for a little, and then I can swap to teaching geography and history and art, which, as I've said before, not very good at yet, but I still really enjoy teaching it. I love, love, love teaching maths, and I also really enjoy teaching reading and writing, so a bit of everything. PE. How would I describe year six? So year six is an amazing year of primary school. Obviously it's your last, so it's really exciting because you get to do lots of activities that kind of need a bit more responsibility. So you get to kind of do play leading, and we go to London to watch a play. We go on camp, or if you're not going to camp, you do base camp. You sit on benches, all of those. Obviously this year it might look a bit different, so we're just going to all have to use our emerald power to manage our expectations, and we'll just work out how it goes. We'll just need to be really flexible this year. You don't need to be nervous about year six at all. You've got Mr. Wilcox and myself and Miss Rhiannon, who are here to look after you and to make sure that if you are having a wobbly day, that we see if we can make it a little less wobbly or a better day. If you're worried about SATs, don't. We prepare you really well for SATs, but mainly our teaching, we want to get you ready for secondary school and for your life, and doing well in your SATs is just a byproduct of us getting you ready for that. So we will have mock weeks which just get you ready so that when you get to the actual SATs it doesn't feel like a big thing. It's just another assessment week. It's just what we do. In terms of learning, you've learnt lots in year 5, and even though you've been at home for quite a long time now, you were in school for a long time before that. So we'll just in year 6 just build on your learning, so you do not need to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about SATs. You don't need to worry about what school will look like when it comes back, because we'll just be together, we'll work as a team, and we will just look out for each other. The type of learning, the things that we'll be learning about. So in art, we learn about optical illusions as one of the parts. In geography, we learn about volcanoes and the layers of the earth, which is really interesting. I loved doing that this year. In history, we learn about the Stone Age, we learn about ancient Egyptians, and also we will do some more learning about the Greeks. In computing, we learn about coding. What haven't I said about art, geography, history? In science, we learn about plants, we learn about evolution. I am so excited for our evolution topic next year. I think we're going to do that near the beginning of the year. So that unit should be great. in PSHE, we learn about the brain and we do lots of transition work so that you are ready to go off to secondary school. I know it probably seems a long way away at the moment and a bit scary, but by the time you get there, we will have talked about it, you'll have gone on visits, you'll do transition week, it will be absolutely fine. Again, you will be ready. It just happens like that. Will we be catching up on year 5 learning from lockdown? So our plan is when you arrive with us, so we've already been looking at what you've learnt this year before lockdown, and anything that you learnt during lockdown, we've got that in mind that we will probably need to look at that again, and that's okay. So we will just go from where you are and we will go over any year 5, or even some of you may have forgotten some of your year 3 or 4 learning, and that's okay. We know that that might happen, so we'll go through that again with you, and we'll make sure that you are comfortable and fluent with your knowledge from previous years to then build on with your year 6 knowledge. Can I help you achieve your pen licence? We will talk about your pen licence in September. I am sure that all of you will be able to write in pen if you would like to. I am excited to work on your handwriting with you. And what would be really helpful if over the summer you wanted to just do a little bit of practice, maybe choose a few spellings that you find really difficult to just build up your fluency and stamina with that, because that will help you in your handwriting and achieving that pen licence for year 6. Is year 6 hard? As I said, it's fine. It's no harder than any other year. It's hard work, as was year 5 and year 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. It's harder if you hadn't done any of that, but every year we build upon what you've done the year before. So it is no different. I'm glad that some of you are excited for your SATs. I love a test as well. At the start of year 6, you get a pretend SATs paper just to practice. All the way through, we have assessment weeks just so that you get used to the cycle. We do the same format as it will be in SATs week, just because that just gets you ready for it. And it's just nothing new, it's just what we do. I know that lots of year 6s that I've taught before have found that really helpful. New books, so we read one called Wonder, we read The Hobbit towards the end of the year, and there are lots more stories that we read in between. This year I read Floodland with my class and we really enjoyed that. We also read Stormbreaker and lots more. I love reading, and 3 o'clock read time, I really enjoy that time with the class. Is it fun at camp? Oh yes, so much fun. You get to do climbing and abseiling and canoeing, kayaking, and you get to build a raft, build a buggy and go on that, work as a team. In the evenings you do activities, and we can talk about what those activities might be close to the time, because I get to choose them. So, well, I don't get to choose exactly. I put our preferences, so we can talk about what your preferences would be before I send the form back. But it's incredible. If you're at base camp, you get to do archery and campfire and lots of other fun things too. School trips, we do base camp, we go to London, we go to life skills, and then there's another trip that I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because Mr. Wilcox and I are still discussing it. It's to do with one of our units. Right, okay, so I have got 10 quick fire questions here. So pizza or burger? Pizza as long as it's hog roast, otherwise cheeseburger. Pepsi or Coke? Very bad. I'm trying to stop drinking it. Salty or sweet popcorn? I like the one that's got the salty and the sweet in together, just to give it a bit of variety. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Vanilla or chocolate? Chocolate, definitely. Hotel or tent? Hotel, unless it's a festival, in which case tent is the only option. Because I wouldn't want to stay at a hotel and then go to a bit of the festival and back to the hotel. Definitely stay in a tent for that. Coffee or tea? Tea. I love the smell of coffee, hate the taste. Tea. In school I normally have to drink cold tea because I make it, put it on my desk and forget about it until later, but cold tea, hot tea, either is fine. Ice cream or ice lollies? Ice lollies. My favourite is Calippo. Football or rugby? Nowadays I would have to say football. Vinyl or digital? This might be really unpopular, but digital, because you can listen to anything that comes to mind, whereas vinyl, you have to be more specific about what you want to listen to. I quite like a mix of music, so digital for me. What brand is my phone? I have a Samsung, and I'm not very... I drop my phone a lot, so I very recently got myself a new phone, which is the Samsung S20, because my Samsung S8 was looking very sad and the screen was all cracked and I couldn't see it all because some of the screen had stopped working. Very sad, but I'm very happy with my new Samsung S20. If I was a student, what would be the first thing I'd ask my teacher? That's a very good question. I don't know. Maybe if you were an animal, what would you be and why? I think you can tell a lot about a person from that question. Would I rather throw a kitten down a tall building or my phone? I would rather throw my phone down. Perhaps the kitten could pop down the side to collect my phone and bring it back to me. And maybe I could wrap it up in something nice first so it doesn't crack my lovely new phone. If I was a pizza topping, what would I be? I would probably be... probably something spicy, because I like honesty, and sometimes I have to be careful with my honesty, because when you're being honest, it's really good to be honest, that's really important, but you also have to be careful how you say it, because otherwise that can be unkind. And it's really important to be honest, but always choosing to be kind with it. But I guess even then, honesty can be a little bit difficult to hear. So maybe spicy. When we get out of the shower, we are clean, but the towel gets dirty. How? Jack? When we get out of the shower, we are clean, but the towel gets dirty. How? We don't know. Is it because you've still got some bacteria on you? So technically the towel still gets dirty? Can you email me and tell me the answer? I would love to know. I think that is all of them. I think that's all. If you have got any more questions, then save them, because on Wednesday, Mr. Wilcox and I are going to do another live lesson with you. So you can ask me any more questions you have then. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. I hope that you enjoyed learning a bit about me, and I would love to learn a little bit about you. So 3 questions for you. If you were an animal, what would you be and why? That's question 1. Question 2. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only take one thing, what would that one thing be, and why would you take it with you? Question 3. If you had a mythical pet, what would your mythical creature be? What would you call it, and why? For both, why would you choose that mythical creature, and why would you call it the name that you're going to call it? I would love to hear your answers. Can you email them to me on the Year 6 email? I am excited to hear them. Have a really nice evening, and see you tomorrow, Wednesday. Bye.